So now we're going to get our calculators out, because now we're going to do some evaluating. We are going to evaluate things written in functional notation. So when we have functional notation, if I am going to evaluate f of negative 2, it means I'm going to go up to my f function, and on this side, I'm going to put the negative 2 in for the x. So f of negative 2 means I'm going to do negative 2 times negative 2 cubed minus 5. I put that negative 2 where the x was, and I put it in parentheses. Now you're going to punch that into your calculator.
I'm going to punch F2?
You're going to do this,
Oh, that one.
this side. This is just the name of the function. This is just so you know what function you're using.
I can't. 1 and 21. Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Did I do
Come
that?
and see. So, you had, oh, you didn't, you
Oh,
put
I
the cube
put-
on
oh,
the
yeah,
5, not the
okay.
cube on the negative 2. So negative 2, parenthesis, negative 2, cubed,
Cubed.
minus 5.
Minus 5. 11.
11. Okay, so 11 is going to be my answer
For the F?
for the F. Right? That's what we got. We got 11.
Okay.
So now we're going to do the G. The G tells us to do G of 3. So G of 3 means I'm going to put the 3 in here. Negative 3 times 3 minus 1. And then I got to figure out my answer.
Oh, shoot. 3 minus 1 equals 8.
It does.
Is it?
Try that again.
Negative 3 minus 1. Oh, negative 10.
That's what I get. So G of negative 3 is negative 10. So it's just telling you when they write this notation what number to plug in, and then you're going to solve this side. So number 8, the board would quit going really crazy on me, would be it. Tells me I'm going to do f of negative 3. So what should I write f of negative 3 is equal to?
Equals 3 minus 3
In parentheses.
in parentheses minus 3.
Whoops, we got to put a little thing on the first one yet.
Squared.
We forgot the squared, okay. Then we have minus 3 and then
Minus 3.
in parentheses.
Again?
Yep, because I have an x here and an x here. And anytime I substitute in for my variable, I've got to put it in parentheses, or my calculator doesn't know what you're doing.
Oh.
So if you're going to substitute in, you always put it in parentheses. Okay, so now you got to type that in and see what you get.
Minus 3 minus 3 equals 36.
36, good, that's what I got too.
In your head?
In my head, yep, in my head, that's what I got. Okay, now we're going to do G of negative 6. What should we do for G of negative 6?
Okay, G negative 6 equals 2 parentheses 2
What are we putting in there?
square.
What are we going to put in for our x?
Oh, negative 6.
Negative 6. So 2, negative 6.
Squared.
No squared on that one. There's no squared up there, is there?
Oh, minus 1.
Minus 1.
So, negative 13.
Negative 13. Okay, so think of this. I'm putting this and replacing there just like it looks. And in this one I have it 2 times. So since that's in parentheses, I got a parenthesis here and a parenthesis here. On this one, We just had one X to put it in, for
Okay, so I'm
instance.
just, those parentheses are just the X's then?
It is, yep.
Oh,
It's
okay.
exactly what it
Okay.
is. Now we're gonna see if you really got this one figured out, because I think you do. Number 9. So number 9 says we're gonna do f of -2 first. What are we gonna write down?
F parentheses -2 equals -2
Whoops. Where are you putting that in?
in the parentheses. 3
So 3 parentheses, -2.
parentheses. Or am I going to do the 3 squared?
So this is gonna be, the
2.
cubed is gonna be here, right here, behind the X, right?
Yeah.
Plus
Plus 5.
5. Now we gotta punch that in.
Okay. -19.
-19, okay. Now the last one, what are we gonna do there?
It's going to be 5 parentheses equals -4 parentheses 5 plus 4.
Uh-huh.
-16.
-16. Now the next ones are going to be a little more complicated, and we're not going to be able to use our calculator quite as much because we're going to have square roots and absolute values, and we can probably use it some, but we might not be able to use it for the whole problem.